So in the video today, I'm going to discuss with ChatGPT about the differences between written and spoken form and why it is so more challenging to listen to English rather than to read English. Hi, ChatGPT. Can you hear me clearly?
Absolutely. I can hear you loud and clear, and that sounds like a great topic for the video. We'll definitely dive into why listening can be trickier than reading and chat about those differences between spoken and written English. Let's get into it.
Okay, I just want to set a rule that you're going to speak a little bit quick, just in one or two sentences, and just keep it like a conversation between the two of us.
Got it. I'll keep it quick and conversational, just like two friends chatting. Let's do it that way.
Okay, so what do you think is the main reason why reading is way easier than listening?
Honestly, I think the main reason is that reading lets you control the pace. When you listen, everything's happening in real time, and you have to keep up with the speaker's speed and accent, so it's really all about the pacing difference.
In terms of like the sounds and the words form, do you think that it is one of the like main differences? Like in writing, you can just look at the words, but in listening, like it's in terms of the sounds and it is very spontaneous. It just come and go immediately, and you can it's going to be very difficult to ask the person to kind of repeat all the time or slow down all the time. Is it true?
Yeah, exactly. It's a huge difference because with writing, the words just sit still on the page and you can glance back as much as you want. But in listening, the sounds come and go in real time and you can't just pause someone mid sentence every time you miss something. So, yeah, that spontaneity definitely makes listening more challenging than reading.
Oh yeah, and the other thing is that in reading, it's very easy to separate between one word and the other because there's a space there, and there are going to be comma and period and other punctuations. But in speaking, is a lot harder. Words are combined, like linked to each other, and sometimes it's almost impossible to identify one word from the other, especially if you're not an experienced language learner.
Absolutely. You failed it. In writing, punctuation and spaces are like little signposts that separate each word clearly. But in speech, words just flow together and link up, so it can be tricky to tell where one word ends and the next begins, especially if you're still getting used to the language.
Many people think that if you want to communicate English better, or listen or speak English better, it's good to just practice reading instead of conversation. What do you think about that?
Honestly, reading is super helpful for building vocabulary and understanding structure, but it won't fully replace the real time skills you get from conversation. So I'd say it's definitely good to mix both in. Practicing actual listening and speaking is what really helps you handle those spontaneous, flowing conversations.
What is the role of pronunciation in listening and speaking? Can you compare the role of pronunciation in speaking, listening to the other skills that we need to have in reading and writing?
Sure. So pronunciation is kind of the backbone of both speaking and listening. When you speak clearly, it helps others understand you. And when you're listening, good pronunciation awareness helps you pick out words and sounds more easily. On the other hand, for reading and writing, it's more about recognizing letters, spelling, and punctuation. So pronunciation really shines in those spoken skills, while reading and writing rely more on visual and grammatical cues.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And so pronunciation is very important in learning how to read and write, and I'm sorry, and how to speak and listen. And you can't separate pronunciation from the speaking and listening skills. Um, but a lot of Vietnamese people think that we can base on how the word is spelled, like based on the spelling to guess the pronunciation of a word, and it has been used very widely in a lot of contexts, both in Vietnam and in America. What do you think the link is between spelling and pronunciation, and is it a good strategy to base on the spelling and guess the pronunciation of a word in English?
Yeah, I totally get what you mean. It's a really common instinct to rely on spelling to figure out pronunciation, especially for Vietnamese learners. But English spelling and pronunciation don't always match up neatly, as you know. So while it can give you a rough idea, it's not always a perfect guide. Basically, it's super helpful to listen to the word in context or hear a native speaker say it. That way, you're not just guessing based on letters alone.
So you mean that when learning English pronunciation, we shouldn't base on the spelling to guess the pronunciation, or we shouldn't use a phonics approach because it's going to mislead the learners when they read the word and guess the pronunciation, and therefore they're going to lose the confidence of, you know, um, like speaking and listening when they really actually have to communicate with other people.
Exactly. That's the gist of it. I wouldn't say you have to avoid phonics entirely because it can be a helpful starting point, but it's really important not to rely on spelling alone. English has so many exceptions that if learners guess pronunciation just from how a word is written, they can get tripped up. So I'd say it's all about balancing. Use phonics as one tool, but also get plenty of listening practice and real life examples. That way, learners build confidence and get used to the real sounds of English.
Okay, thank you. I'm gonna stop the video here, and I'll talk to you later. If you like me to make videos speaking with ChatGPT to discover different aspects of language like this, please leave a comment below. Thanks for watching. Bye.